Hey guys, this is Eskimo Poodle, and we are back with Let's Play Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch on the Sony PlayStation 3. Last time, we made our way to the Temple of Trials here, and we passed the 3 trials. We passed the Trial of Friendship on the left. We passed that one second, actually. We passed the Trial of Wits over on the right. That was the first one we did. And then we went through a glowing door that no longer exists to pass the Trial of Strength. And then we got a item for Miss Esther here. I think she has it automatically equipped, yes. The Heart-Winning Harp, which basically enables us to capture familiars out in the field. So that's pretty nice. And in order to test it out, Sir Solomon over there, the Great Grand Sage, is giving us a chance to, well, capture one of these familiars right here. We're eventually going to be able to capture these guys in the wild anyways, but some of them not for a while. So let's see what each one of them does, shall we? Let's see. Let's start with the little guy on the right here, the trumpet. Ba-doop, beep, doop, ba-ba, pop-up, harp. That stupid looking one's called a Shonky Honker. It's got good defense and magical attack, and it can put enemies to sleep as well. It's a bit of an all-arounder, I suppose. You should definitely choose that one over the other two. They're rubbish. He actually says they're all rubbish at the end for some reason. I guess this last line is just something he says for everybody. Anyways, let's see. The Boo. This one's called a Bugly Boo. It may have a stupid name, but it can scare the pants off people even worse than me. It packs a hefty punch and can learn some pretty nasty tricks, too. And they're all rubbish. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Pee-wee. This cute creature is called a Naiad, so there. It's not very good at normal attacks, but it's got some decent magical ones, and it's a great healer, so it's helpful to have around. You should definitely choose that one over the other two. They're rubbish. Okay, so basically, this little guy right here, the Naiad, she has nothing but healing spells. I think she also has like 1 or 2 support spells that might cause like status ailments, but she has 0 attacking spells. So if you need a good healer, that's pretty damn good. And she eventually ends up with better stats by a little bit, not by a whole lot, but slightly better stats over the Seed Sprite. So she's pretty good. The Bugly Boo, he has a pretty decent mixture of attack and magic attack, with a slightly higher emphasis on magical attack. By the way, the Naiad here, she cannot equip any weapons. She equips cloaks in her primary slot, and then 2 accessories, I forget which ones. The Bugly Boo over here, he equips swords as his primary weapon, so he'd be good for something like daggers that have the attack and the magic boost. Let's see, then the Shonky Honker over here, he has a pretty good selection of magical attacks, and he has a pretty good physical attack stat, but he doesn't really have too many physical attacks. Like, his physical attack's not great, but it's not horrible either. He could actually end up with the highest magic stat in the game towards the later levels, but again, we can find him in the wild, so it's not that bad. And his weapon of choice is the shield. I think I'm going to go with the Bugly Boo, just because he's a cool little guy and he's got the giant hands, so he can pimp slap people, I guess. All right, let's talk to Solomon here. Have you decided which one you want to be your new familiar yet? Yes, I have. Hang on. Sorry about that, I had some carbonation from my beverage. Ready? We might as well do it the same way as you do when you tame a creature in a normal battle. In case you've forgotten, that means you have to beat the creature up, then get Esther to play it a serenade on her harp. Alrighty, sounds easy enough. And don't wet your pants. I've told them not to attack you, so you won't get scared and run away. Now, to the battlefield. Yay, back to the Coliseum.
We're under attack!
Alright, this is pretty much going to be one of the only times that you use Esther's physical attack here. Right then, daughter of Rashad. Are you ready? You're the only one who can use that harp. You better try it out, hadn't you? Alrighty. Right, listen. There's 3 creatures here. You have to pick one to be your new familiar. You know how to tame a creature, don't you? First, you have to beat it in battle. These ones are friends of mine, so I've told them not to fight back when you bash them. Well, come on. Beat up the creature you want to be your new best friend. Alrighty. We want the Bugly Boo. So let's just go up to it and start attacking. Yeah, I don't know why it decides it wants to target the guy way over there instead of, you know, the guy, like, right in front of me here. See, like, the Boggly Boo's even kind of following me around. Yeah, we're gonna get this guy. I mean, they're all pretty good. I mean, they each have their uses. Like I said, the Naiad is a great healer because she learns nothing but healing spells, pretty much. But you know what? The Seed Sprite also has pretty good healing, and they learn most of the same spells eventually, so I'm just going to stick with him, or her, or it, for a while. Anyways, let's attack the Boggly Boo here. Yeah, Esther, not very good on the attack. Notice how she only gets like 2 attacks per attack cycle there? Yeah, that's not so great there. Ooh, we got a critical out of it. Not that we actually need the MP orb, but oh well. And there we go. Alright, now that they got the heart over their head, we gotta go to Esther and use the Serenade command. Ha! Look at that. It's up on his feet again. Creatures do that sometimes when you beat them in battle. See those yucky pink hearts over its head? They mean you can tame it. If Esther's near a creature with hearts over its head, she can use her Serenade command. Then she can choose whether to play a Serenade to tame it, or let it go back into the wild. But if you don't choose quickly, it'll run off anyway. I've told these ones not to run away because they're beginners and you're probably rubbish. Alright, so yeah, usually out in the wild, their little heart gauge will go down, and you won't actually be able to Serenade them, so that probably won't, you have to be quick on your feet to actually catch them. And also something else you got to be careful of. Once the hearts appear over their head, they're pretty much a hit away from death, and if one of your familiars attacks it before you get to Esther, then, well, you lose the chance to hit it. Luckily, your familiars kind of stop attacking it when it has the hearts over its head, but every once in a while they'll forget and attack it anyways, so you just got to be careful about that. So you got to be reasonably quick. So yeah, we can either Serenade or stop Serenading, but we're going to go ahead and Serenade. And there we go. And we got the Boggly Boo. Oh, we even got experience for it. Huh, I didn't realize we had experience, but okay. I'll take it. Huh, Go-Go gets to level up. I don't know how that works, but oh well. And we got some names for the Boggly Boo here. We got Boggly, Boggles, Boggy, BB, Boggly. Let's go for Boogie. Close enough. There you go. We did it! We came to creature. Yeah, not bad for a first try, I suppose. Like I said, anyone can beat a creature, but Esther has to play the song to tame it. So you have to work together if you want to get more familiars. I know it's hard for selfish brats like you, but you'll just have to try. Yes, Master Solomon, we understand. Neato, huh, Esther? Oh, and you can have 3 more familiars as well as the ones you use in battle. Tidy. What happens if we get all overexcited and tame more familiars than we've got room for? Then you'll have to speak to a little friend of mine. Look over there a second. Yay, we're gonna find out what these things to use. He's a wacky, waving, wildly, arm-inflating tube. You know, the guy from Family Guy. That's what he looks like. He looks like the those things in car parking lots. Wacky, waving, inflatable, arm-flailing tube man. There we go. What a funny-looking little thing. Is he a familiar too? Don't be stupid. That's the rep from the familiar retreat. He'll take any familiars you don't need off your hands and keep them safe back to the retreat. Oh, there's useful. Looks like you'll be keeping busy then, eh, Esther? I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see what kinds of creatures there are out there to tame. You can find familiar retreat holes in every town you visit and even in some dangerous places, too. I think I've seen some in places we've come across already. Hang on, look. Your familiar's ready to metamorphose. What? Blimey, I have to teach you about that as well, do I? You don't know anything. Fine. I'll teach you about metamorphosis, too. But give me a break first, will you? Explaining this is going to give me a face ache. Alrighty. So basically what he was saying earlier about the 3, besides ones we carry, basically you can carry three familiars per character, and then you can also carry 3 in the backups right there, so the ones that you're fighting with, and then 3 that are in the reserves. The The ones that are reserves, however, do not get experience until they're actually switched into the party. So you got to be, if you want to keep like a rotated party, you got to actually make sure to, well, rotate them in, because the guys back here, they're not going to get anything. Let's see, there's our Boggly Boo. Let's see, what are you? You are a Demonier, actually, and we don't have anybody that specials in Demonier. And I guess Demonier is kind of like a demon, I guess, kind of, a little bit. Oh, actually, do I have a equipment for you? I think I do. I think I have a sword. I want to get him a knife eventually, but the sword will work for right now. Yeah, because the take it off real fast. Yeah, see, he has slightly higher magical attack, and that'll get higher as we go on. And yeah, getting a knife, which has equal attack and magical attack, but at a slightly lower rate. Like, let's say the same tier bone sword knife would have like maybe like 6 attack and 6 magic attack instead of 10 physical attack. So those would be pretty useful for him. Let's see, he has cloaks, but we don't have any extras, and he has patches. Again, we don't have any extra, so oh well. Oh, and another thing about the catching familiars, it's a very small chance, for the most part, for familiars to actually agree to, well, want to be your familiar, because it's like anywhere from like I think like a 2 or 4% chance to like a 20 or 30% chance. So the more rare the familiar, the rarer they are, or the harder it is to catch them, pretty much. And we don't really need to save up. We can go ahead and just talk to him about the goods here. Right, it's time to teach you about Metamorphosis. This is boring, so listen carefully. I'm not explaining it again. Actually, hang on. I gotta check something here. Where is it? Ah, fudge knuckle. I forgot to suggest it. I was gonna say it's probably a good idea to have your might at level 20 before you do this. Otherwise, you missed out on an ability. But we'll live. If you look, you can see your familiar wants to metamorphose, and for that one, you'll need one of these here. And we obtained a sun drop. Is this some kind of treat? That's not just any old treat. Look, just try it, will you? I'm bored of talking. Give it to that mite you've got there. Feed it to him in the creature cage, you mean? Okay, here goes. Oh well, we didn't get him to level 20, but oh well. So, we gotta feed them this little sun drop right here. It allows a sun sign familiar to metamorphose into a second form. It's kind of like Pokemon, where you get them to a certain level and they're able to evolve into another creature. However, whereas with Pokemon it attempts to happen naturally, unless it's like a stone based or a trade based, for these guys you get them to the level and then they're ready to metamorphose, and you have to feed them one of these drops. If they're a sun type familiar, you feed them a sun drop, moon type, moon drop, star type, star drop, planet type, planet drop. If they're a double version of the familiar, like a double sun familiar, you still feed them the sun drop. So there we go. Alright, let's feed it to this guy. By the way, when you do this, it'll reset your familiar back to level 1, but a nice little feature is that you keep roughly 10% of your stats at whatever level you were when you metamorphose. So we're going to have some of these stats at the level 1, so we'll eventually end up stronger, and that'll be good. However, if you're going for like minimum, like min-maxing your stats to like get the best stats on your familiar like possible, you might want to do something like wait till the maximum level that creature is capable of, because different creatures have different maximum levels that they can obtain, and at that point it's probably your best bet to evolve them, because well, there's no point keeping them at max level if you can't get them any more experience, and they can evolve. But some of these guys take a lot of levels to get to that max level. Like for the mite here, I think his max level is like 50. So yeah, it's probably a decent idea to evolve him reasonably early. Plus, we don't have much of a choice, so oh well. Alright, let's give him... Actually, is anybody else a sun sign familiar? I wonder what happens if we... No, he's not metamorphosable. I was gonna say, I wonder what happens if you try to give him a sunstone, but he's not even close to it, I don't think. But yeah, if you... Okay, let's say you... back to the whole level thing and metamorphosis thing. Okay, we're evolving him at level 17. If we had somehow managed to get him all the way up to level 50, then... and then metamorphose him, his stats would be better at his second form level 1 than they would be for our current forms level 1, because, well, he had more stats to add to the base total pretty much. So he'll be strong enough, but he could get a couple extra, like 10 or 15 or 20 extra points total by waiting till the maximum level to evolve him. So if you want to make your familiars like absolutely as high as they can possibly go, then you might want to worry about that kind of stuff. As it is, we'll probably just evolve them when they get to decent levels and learn some skills. If we had managed to get him up to level 20, he would have got a skill called Ray of Light, which, let's see, what does that do? I know it does something. I think it's like a line effect where it hits all the enemies that are kind of like lined up, and it does light damage. Let's see, Ray of Light. Where is it? Yeah, it does physical damage. Okay. Oh, so it doesn't do light-based damage. It does physical. Okay. So it's not that bad. It's kind of like a multi-targeting version of Smash Hit. Yeah, see, we're gonna miss out on that Ray of Light right there. And the final trick at level 50, that is like Ray Gun, I think. Something like that. It's the same thing as Ray of Light, but a fire elemental version. And let's see, what kind of stuff are we going to get when we transform him into Mighty Might here? We get Fling Flame, Petrifying Poke, Roly Poly, Warcry. Some good stuff, okay. Not bad. And sometimes, when you metamorphose, your movement speed and your attack speed will either increase or decrease. And also, your stamina, for the most part, will increase too. So, that works out pretty well. And I think... No, never mind. Let's see, how much... Yeah, we're going to lose a decent chunk of stats here, but it's not going to be that bad, I don't think. Alright. I think we have to metamorphose this guy. There's no way to get out of it. And Spidey metamorphosed into a Mighty Might. The number of different tricks Spidey can perform in battle increased by 1. Yeah, so sometimes when you metamorphose a familiar, you'll get access to a new trick slot. Sometimes you get a new trick slot by increasing their familiarity. Sometimes you got to get them up to a certain level. Neato, looking for my familiar. Oh, and sometimes you got to metamorphose them and then get their familiarity up to a certain level. Neato, looking for my familiar. That's Metamorphosis. When a familiar gets big enough, you can feed it special treats to make it change into a new version. Metamorphosis. Got it. When familiars metamorphose, they get stronger, look different, and learn better tricks. Yeah, unlike Pokemon, they don't really gain that much different looks-wise. I mean, he got like, what? Maybe 3 inches taller, and he gained a shirt and lost his suspenders. So yeah, they don't really go through as drastic changes as like some other games do, but you still get better stats out of it, so that works out pretty well. They also get to gobble up more gems, meaning you can teach them even more tricks. The treat you need to feed to a familiar to make it metamorphose depends on its sign, something you never would have worked out on your own. Oh, and here's another piece of priceless wisdom you don't deserve. When familiars metamorphose, they go back to level 1. But that doesn't mean you're back to square 1. Once you train them up, they'll be much more powerful than they were before. Whether you metamorphose your familiars or not is up to you. Some idiots prefer to stick with what they got. Do what you want. I don't care. So you probably could beat the game with the base familiars, but it'd just make life a lot easier, or a lot harder, I mean. Now, you don't need anything else explaining, do you? You're fine with what I've told you, right? Yes, Master Solomon. Good. I hate explaining all that stuff. Anyway, if you want to hear all the boring details again, you can just ask that boring old telling stone you've got there. Did somebody say my name? Eek! It is as His Supremacy says. I can replicate his explanations in minute detail at any time you choose. You need only ask, and... Boring. You haven't changed. I guess he's met him and possibly Old Father Oak before. Anyway, now you know how it all works. You can get out there and tame loads of familiars and make them metamorphose. Thank you very much, Your Honor. Ta, Your Supremitude. Right, where to next, then? Can we go back to Alma Moon quickly? I want to see how my father is getting on. Sure, we can ask him about the other great sages, too. Goodbye, Master Solomon. Thanks for everything. Don't mention it. I mean it. shut up and get lost. Well, Master Solomon's a right friendly fellow, so that's always nice. I might go ahead and redo a few levels off screen to get the might to level 20 for that ray of light, but probably not. I mean, it's not really that worth it. Oh well. Anyways, let's save up here. But just in the very rare chance that I do decide to do that, I'll save it a separate save file for the time being here. Alright. Let me see if I can talk to this guy. Ah, it's you, missing me, were you? I bet you were. What, are you screwing your face up like that for? Wait. What are you screwing your face up like that for? Have you got your hands on a familiar ticket or something? Ah, here we go. Yes, now that we've got to this point in the game and we've learned how to catch familiars and Metamorphosis our might, we can use our familiar tickets that we've got from like DLC and other sources that we can, other areas that we can get them from in the game. You can get some tickets in the game, but they're not going to be the ones you get from the DLC, obviously. You can exchange them for super mega ultra rare familiars. Alright, neato. Alright, let's trade some of these guys in. Let's go for the two DLC ones right now. Let's go for the Griffey, or not the two DLC, the two pre-order ones that my friend helped me to get. He also helped me get the might ticket, but we're not too worried about that. All right, let's go for Griffey. The Griffey will become your familiar. Please enter a name. And we got Griffles, Griffraff, Terrific, Grifter. How about... let's see, he's a Griffin. Let's name him... let's name him... I don't know. Let's name him Beaky. You know, after a Beak... what is it? What the frick was his name? Oh, Buckbeak. After Buckbeak, and you know, let's just go for the whole Buckbeak then. I was gonna say Beaky after, you know, Buckbeak and Harry Potter, but why not just name him good old Buckbeak instead? There we go, Buckbeak it is. And our Griffey is named Buckbeak. Very nice. Nice. I'm sure you and your new friend are going to get along famously. You don't mind being bitten, right? He says that for pretty much all the familiars that turn in. But anyways, let's check them out. We got Buckbeak, who apparently uses claws and horns. That's not too bad. So let's give him that right now. I don't know this guy's stats or food preference. Actually, no, food preferences are pretty easy, because he's the same as the bird, the Drongo guy. But I don't know like his stats or like his fine details of this guy, because, well, there's not a lot of information on this guy because he's DLC. And we could give him a giant's tooth for a fang, why not? And we don't have any scales, okay. Let's see what kind of tricks he has. He has Phantom Fangs. Sharp fangs slash through the air, dealing physical damage to a single enemy. That's kind of expensive, actually. Let's see, we also got physical damage. And petrifying, okay, not bad, but that is a really expensive attack right there. I mean, you know, maybe it's probably powerful. There we go. And he's got the psych up ability instead of the evade or defend, so he's kind of a daredevil type. Okay. And let's go for another familiar ticket here. Let's go ahead and turn in the Flutterbee ticket. Hey, it's a cute little golden moth thingy. Alright, let's see, we got Flutter, we got Bye-Bye, we got Wingy, we got Saturnid. Okay. Let's name you... see, what's a good name for a butterfly? Let's name you Marge. You know, kind of like margarine, except it could also be short for like Margaret. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. Alright, Marge. There we go. And there we go. And let's check him out real fast. Yeah, he's kind of in reserves at the moment, but you know what? We'll live. Let's see. Ooh, he's got a pretty good movement speed. And he also uses horns and claws. Okay. And cloaks and scales. Wait, what does Griffey use? Oh, he uses fangs. Okay. Okay, so they both use scales, they both use horns and claws, but Flutterby uses cloaks and Griffey uses fangs. Okay, there we go. I think this guy is supposed to be a special attacker, and Griffey is supposed to be a physical attacker, but I'm not sure on the exact details, so oh well. See, he's a star sign, and Griffey is also a star sign. These guys are metamorphosable, but we don't have their gems to metamorphose them. We'll be able to get those as like random drops or in treasure chests or all sorts of other good stuff like that too. So let's see. I'm trying to decide. Do I want to turn in one of my other tickets? Let's see. Draggle, Hurley, or Might. You know, we'll turn these in a little later. We'll come back. We'll come back and get these later. I mean, this guy's going to be here for quite some time, and we don't really have any way of like using him except for rotating all our party members in and out of battle constantly at the moment. So we should be good for right now. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get out of here, I guess. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Let me see what kind of treats the Verms use. By the way, the Verms are, and by the Verms I mean the bugs, aka the butterfly. He's a favorite familiar of Oliver, so he gets a 10% boost when you stick him with Oliver. The flying types, they get a boost when you stick them with Esther. So those are probably the good people to stick them with if you want the decent stats. Let's see. Verms like... Oh, they like the magical defense boost. And then the air guys like the evasion. Okay. So, Verms want the sundaes, Aves want the ice creams, and for Demonier, aka Hoggleboggle, he also wants the magical defense boost. Okay. So now we know what everybody likes. Alright, let's get out of here then. Let's go back to Alma Moon. Trying to turn in that bounty hunt. And you know what? No, never mind. I was gonna switch out the Flutterby for somebody, but I wouldn't worry about that right now. Okay, let's go ahead and switch out. I don't want to switch out. I don't want to switch out Seed Sprite here because, well, then I'd have nothing but level 1s for Oliver, and that probably wouldn't work out so well. We could switch out... Let's switch out the Drongo for a few minutes here, and then eventually we'll rotate the Butterfly into Oliver's starting lineup there. And there's another harvest point that we can't reach yet. Oh, and by the way, I was trying to hold my tongue earlier throughout some of these fights, but now you can see why some of the enemies, like the, what is it, something like the bounty hunts, looked a little bit different from some of the other enemies we were encountering. That's because they were Metamorphose type enemies. Like, for example, like when we fought the Gruffian, yeah, he was a evolved form of the Gruff right there. Something about the bounty hunts, oh yeah, same for like the Rhino Boar, he's a bit tougher than the Rhinosaur. Something about the bounty hunts you take on is, even though you can eventually gain these higher form familiars from like breeding or catching them in the wild sometimes, you cannot catch bounty monsters. Like, so even if we had hacked the game somehow, like I can find out how, but I'm sure someone's figured it out. But let's say we had hacked the game to have Esther in our party back when we fought this guy. We would have never been able to catch this guy because, well, he's a bounty hunt, and, well, they just don't like being caught, I guess. It's just not possible. So, there's that. Alright, let's try to get a few experience points for our fellas here. What's that rumbling noise, Ollie boy? It ain't your stomach, is it? Oh my goodness, look over there. Knickers, that ain't good. Oh no, Old Smoky is erupting. Old Smoky? It's a volcano over to the west of Alma Moon. Proper huge it is. I'm no scientist, but I reckon it's the reason this whole region is so nice and warm. But it shouldn't be erupting. There's a massive, great big boulder blocking the crater to stop that from happening. Jeepers, do you think it's come loose somehow? After all these hundreds of years? Not without some serious encouragement, it hasn't. There's nothing in the old stories about it ever having been dislodged before. It is an unprecedented disaster we've got on our hands, is it? Crikey, Alma Moon could be in danger. We have to go to Old Smoky. What? We have to put the boulder back and stop the volcano from erupting. You're joking, ain't you? It's hot as flip and flip up there, man. The desert by here is Arctic by comparison. We'll be burnt to cinders. But didn't you bring me here to save the world? We have to go. We have to save Alma Moon. He's right. We passed the trials, didn't we? We can do this. Why, you little beauties. It's enough to make a grown fairy cry, see how far you've come. Alright, I'm game. Let's save the day. Onward to Old Smoky. Hehe. Alright, so we gotta go take on Old Smoky. Alright, before we do that, though, I want to make sure there's not any hidden treasures in this general area of the map that we can grab. Let's see. Yeah, there's like one we can grab, so... Yeah, there's one we can grab. Let's grab that real fast. It's over to this way. And we want to fight some of these guys for, well, experience. And florets. These guys were actually not that bad of familiars. They're actually pretty good. Oh, and by the way, I made a mistake earlier. When I said that the, what is it? The guys in the forest with the pizza shield, when I said they were Millites, I was mistaken. They're not Millites. They're something else. Oh well. Alright, let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's put out our familiar that is not level 1 at the moment. Because otherwise, that wouldn't work out so well.
We did it!
I mean, we could send them out, but they have very low stats at the moment, so it's probably for the best that they don't go out right now. And let's see. Alright, we gained 2 levels and some good attack and evasion. Nice. Ooh, good accuracy, too. And Boogie gained nice magic attack. He gained pretty nice everything, actually. Let's see. Our Butterfly gained decent magic attack and accuracy and really good evasion. And our Buckbeak gained... Ooh, pretty good. Yeah, pretty good everything right there, actually. That's only 1 level, too. Oh, that's really nice. By the way, it doesn't say in the... I don't think it says in here, does it? Let me see. Yeah, the guy that I thought was a Mite, he's actually a Minima type, not a Mite type. Oh well. I was wrong. I thought he was the Millite, but oh well. But anyways, something else that they don't tell you about is that creatures have different growth types. There is early growth type, there is average growth type, and there is late growth type. Early growth type, which with the Mite and some of the others, I forget which ones, if they have the early growth pattern, they gain reasonably decent stats for the first for their early levels, like up to like level 50 or so, maybe level 55 or 60, I don't know, or whatever. Well, then again, some of them don't reach level 60, so I'm guessing it's more like half of their maximum level. Either way, they gain decent gains for the early levels, then they start getting really not so great gains, like really bad gains for the later levels. So they get pretty much all their stats in the early stages, and they're not usually going to be as good as like average or late stat gainers, because well, they'll fall behind. Average stat gainers or growth patterns, they'll just gain stats steadily throughout their lifetime, and late growth patterns, they will gain mediocre to okay stats early on, and then they're going to start seeing the massive stat boost towards the end part of their levels, and they'll usually end up pretty powerful. So, gotta watch out for that. I don't remember which ones are which, so I'm just going to use the ones that I kind of like, but gotta watch out for that. I mean, there's guys out there that'll tell you all about that, but some guys, or some of these familiars just aren't going to be that worthwhile in the end, I guess. Alright, let's go for... You know what, let's try to go for a cut loose here, see if we can't do some good damage. I hope we can. Not really, okay. Yeah, let's go back to our sprite here. And let's just water bomb everybody. I forget what this lampshade is weak to. Oh well. Ooh, hey, Golden Glimp. Let's go ahead and go for our Boggly Boo and see how that works for him. Ooh, crap. Well, at least we're going to blind everybody here. And we're going to try to catch that lampshade because, well, why not? Or we can kill him. Damn it.
We won!
Yay, we got a Golden Glim right as we get our first chance to catch a familiar on our own here. Oh, well. Anyways. And not bad. Still doing pretty good on the magic there. And still doing pretty good on the attack boost right there. Very nice. Alright, there is a hidden treasure around here somewhere. We just gotta find it. Where are you, dude? I know it's in this general area. It's just, where is it? Let's see, it is... Ah, there we go. And we get 2 pieces of Shadow Glass. Nice. Let's just clobber a few more of these guys, why not? Let's go ahead and... Oh, we got a bag attack. Let's see. Let's try out our Griffey guy here. I mean, he's got pretty decent stat gains. Let's see how well our Phantom Fangs does on a target here. Ooh, good damage, nice. He's not particularly fast, but he does a decent enough job, I suppose. And he does kind of tear through the MP pretty fast, but oh well.
We did it!
That reminds me, I don't think I ever put another move on Mighty over there. Ooh, good accuracy. Not so hot on the other stats, but oh well. Buckbeak, you are getting some pretty nice stats. I'm assuming he's an early stat gainer, because otherwise he would not be gaining stats that good, I don't think. Let's see. We want to... Yeah, let's put another move on there. Sandblast, I don't really care about blinding. I guess we could put Smash Hit on there for boss damages. But we're going to be getting Fling Flame pretty soon anyways. Yeah, let's put Smash Hit for right now. Anybody else need any new tricks? No? You got Enlighten, which, ooh, raises magical attack. That's nice. Time to Shine. Ooh, magic and physical attack. That's pretty nice, actually. Alright, let's go for one more round of clobbering these guys, if they don't run away. The Bunchers right here are actually pretty good, because they're pretty defensive, they got decent attack stats. They're not bad familiars if you can catch them. And plus they have that Stalagmus attack, which is pretty nice and hurts reasonably well. Ah, well. Nobody wants to join my party today. Oh, well. And we get another level. Very nice. Alright. So, we've done pretty much all we can do right now. And as you can see, our goal is down there in Old Smoky. But before we do that, let's go back to Alma Moon and turn in that bounty hunt and see if we can't nab a few more weapons for our familiars here. So next episode, I'll meet you guys in Alma Moon, and we'll then head to Old Smoky afterwards. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Have a good night.